we're supposed to summarize what we've learned. I have a little summary, but I thought, the thing about Oxford, if you get two people in a room, you get 3 different opinions. So I thought we would just do a rapid fire, and this also allows you to see the special people who are here. What's your takeaway from today? So I'm going to start down here.
You need to turn that on.
All right, please do then. All right, let's start down here, and let's just, quick, what's your takeaway from today?
Thank you so much. We all write the African narrative based on what we say, especially when we are out of Africa. So let's be careful of what we write. Let's tell the right story of what we want the world to know about Africa.
Mine's pretty simple. We need more ports, we need more roads, we need more energy.
For me, the private and public sector need to coordinate together for us to have a change in Africa.
Mine is pretty simple. To invest or build in Africa, to invest or work in Africa, come with the mindset of building instead of expecting things to be there. With that mindset.
Today, I think what I'm taking away most of everything is just to be absolutely fearless in tackling some of the problems that we have and also see them as great opportunities.
For everyone in the room, whichever industry you're in, remember that excellence is your mantra, whether you're a woman or a man, whichever industry. Be excellent.
My key takeaway is unlocking the potential of women in Africa.
My key takeaway must be that I must be part of that army that sits here one day and moves the agenda of Africa.
My key takeaway from session 2 is that Manchester United unites Africa. But my real key takeaway is that if we want trade to be successful, we need to include more women.
So my key takeaway is that together we can achieve a lot, and as Africans we should be one. I know we always want to say there are so many countries in Africa, but really we should embrace that there is one Africa and we should all work together.
A takeaway that I found interesting was that foreign funding doesn't have to be about dependence or colonialism, and I thought that was really interesting, and also Africa is power.
My key takeaway is that there are amazing future leaders in this room and throughout the school, and we need to share more knowledge and skills amongst us to take Africa forward.
My key takeaway echoed the same narratives in terms of how we create our stories, positive stories around, and sharing the positive successes that we've achieved in the past and also what's ahead of us.
One proverb comes to my mind, and it's an African one, that if you want to go fast, you go alone, and if you want to go far, you go together. So to be one Africa to go far.
The point about women has been made already, and as the point about working, us being the ones to work. So I'll make the point that of the importance of framing. You come to a conference like today, you perhaps are deflated, aren't optimistic about Africa, and think there aren't a lot of opportunities, but you walk away from a day like today, I think feeling a lot more positive about Africa, feeling a lot more optimistic. And in addition to all of this, I think there's an important part for all of us to play in framing that narrative, and you can only frame it and own it and talk about it when you're part of the solution and building, I suppose, what we're speaking about. Yep.
My takeaway is that where joy and hope and growth and strength is found is in building more and more relationships and friendships with your friends who are from many different African countries.
I'm going to be very unoriginal and repeat some of the points that have been made. The first is obviously unlocking the potential of the incredible woman on the African continent. And the second is to answer your question with a question, which I mentioned earlier today. If not now, then when? And if not us, then who?
Isn't this a great study group? So you actually stole mine, if that's okay. But that's all right. As you all know, every year we have a theme for the conference. And this year's, as you know, is Single Market Global Outcome. But a few years ago, it was, in fact, African proverbs. And the proverb that you gave is the one that I wanted to use. So, as you said it so eloquently, if you want to walk fast, walk alone. If you want to walk far, walk together. And that's the content and substance of what you just saw today. Content, you know, the idea. Fast and far. But if you think about, thank you, my boss. If you think about the CFTA, in a time when Europe is breaking apart, in a time when even in North America boundaries are being contested and old friends are no longer friends, the idea that Africa is leading the way in finding a way to work together, I think, is walking together. If you think about some of the sessions that we had, it's not government and business being at loggerheads, but government and business actually walking together. And so I think that this proverb from Africa and from a few years ago, I think summarizes a lot of what we're about. It also summarizes the process here. And that's why having all these folks on the stage is important. First of all, to have an army of women, they actually have to be here. And one thing that we were able to celebrate last night, but unfortunately somebody wasn't with us, is that our ability to have some of these students here is a function of the generosity of people who make this happen. And last night we announced, appropriately on International Women's Day, that we have a new scholarship the Adara Foundation has set up for African women. And I'd like to publicly say thank you to our sponsor, represented here by Yvonne Ike. She was. Oh, there you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank yous is what I'm all about. First of all, thank you to our main sponsors. You're all going to stay for a moment. The Bank of America Merrill Lynch, again, represented by Yvonne. And then Brand South Africa, represented by Punela Salale. We have a lot of sponsors and corporate partners. It really makes a big difference to us that you're coming here and spending time with us, so thank you all to all of them. Actually, no, not yet. Speakers. Our speakers have come a long way, and in some cases, a long way in a short trip to spend the afternoon or the morning or the day with us. And we are incredibly grateful for them. And also for sharing their frank insights. I think what you heard on the stage, a lot of this was not prepared speeches. It was, in fact, people's real opinions about how things are going. So, especially for those of you who are students, I'd like a really loud thank you to our speakers. And I should have said that includes last night's gala dinner speaker, Arumna Ota, here. Thank you. A lot of people make this happen. And so there are staff and teams that you never think about. And the staff don't often get up here. But this includes our catering staff, our AV and IT staff, our press and media team, our marketing team, our corporate events team, our careers team, and one more that we never actually thank, which is our development team. Where's Tom? Tom's right there. I'm American. I don't mind saying it, that in order to make sure that you're all here, we have to fund you. And then the work of development is really important. So thank you, Tom. And thank you all. Of course, there's a big team up here. I think some of your names are, can you get in that right order? I don't know about that, no. So, who've really volunteered their time in the context of a very busy semester to do this. So thank you all. and especially these four who are the working committee. So could you step forward if you're here, Emma? And Chi? And Kudzi? And Nina? Thank you. Of course, we also have our Africa Business Forum organizers who've worked many months. And so, Tammy, could you come down, please? And Shea? And also Shea? Shea? Finally, thank you to our chair. And that's a way to end the conference. So thank you all for coming. We'll be back again next year, but more importantly, we'll be here every single day. And this amazing community will be here every single day, working hard, I might note, on your studies. And that's the commitment that we have to all of you. So thank you all. There's a reception outside. Please join us. And thank everybody for all the hard work that they've done.